Monster Truck Madness 2 was developed by Terminal Reality for the PC in 1998. The game was highly praised for its physics, fun arcade driving, online multiplayer, and extensive mods. The modding community was massive back when the game was initially launched. The website mtm2.com was the website where most of these mods were hosted. The website has a download of the full game for free with an online patch and a HD pack. The game is abandonware, so it's not classified as piracy. It seems as if there's a lot of small communities built around the website, with many of the links being dead or under construction. There's this one community link that's still alive that I wanted to take a look at, titled Team Slow. It was a community of racers beating each other's times and just hanging out. I would like to delve deeper into the community, but that'll be another video for another day. The game was a success, so in the following year, the game was then ported to the N64 by Edge of Reality and published by Rockstar Games. Edge of Reality is a game studio headed by Rob Cohen, lead programmer of the game Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, and Mike Panoff from Paradigm Entertainment. They founded the studio in 1998, and their plan was to make ports of games to the N64. Rockstar was involved as a publisher for the game since Rockstar had a pre-existing deal with Nintendo to release games in the US market. Wrestling and Monster Truck fans overlapped, so Terminal Reality decided to add WCW wrestlers as monster trucks, called Wrestle Trucks, and have some of the big named wrestlers be part of victory scenes where they jump in and say some cool lines in the original game.
Great rumble. You clear out all the riffraff. Next time, watch your back.
On the other hand, Madness 64 received mixed reviews, from some having issues with the physics and controls, while others enjoyed the game and found the faults as a small hurdle. There's a lot under the hood, so let's get into it. This is Monster Truck Madness 64, released on the Nintendo 64 on July 30th, 1999.
Are you ready for some down and dirty racing?
The game greets you with some hard rock music with a demo of the driving on a random map. After pressing New Game, you are given 3 modes: Exhibition, Battle Practice, and Circuit. Exhibition mode is basically free play. You choose the CPU difficulty, number of laps, monster truck that you want to drive, the map that you want to play on, and finally the time of day and weather. Once the race is on, all you need to do is drive through the checkpoints. How you get there is ultimately up to you. There's practically nothing stopping you from just driving around the map. For example, in the Junkyard map, I accidentally drove out the map by following the straight road through the fence. After I kept driving expecting the game to hide something or just drop off to a cliff, it instead just loops me around. There's no countdown, so if you were planning to be in first place, you just missed your chance. Anyways, you can pretty much just cut as many corners as you can, especially with all the power-ups the game gives you. There's boosts, shields, shrink bombs, oil slicks, spring jump, missiles, invincibility, and the strongest power-up, hovercraft. Other than that, Exhibition mode was pretty fun and a good way to learn the maps. Battle Practice is just co-op minigames. It has 5 modes: Soccer, Hockey, Summit Rumble, Chase, and Tag. The game has an early rendition of Rocket League. The rule is to just simply hit the ball and score a goal. Hockey is the same thing, but with a puck and the floor is a non-slip ice. It's unfortunate that they don't have bots to battle against. Instead, it's a small metal room with 2 goals and a non-existent crowd cheering. Summit Rumble is the game mode that was advertised in the commercials. It's a hardcore version of King of the Hill, where the objective is to be on the platform longer than anyone else. The physics are taken to its limits here, and shows of things to come.
Don't forget to hit your checkpoint.
Chase and Tag are 2 players only. The Chase game mode objective is to mess up the other player's lap time. That's it. It's a pretty simple concept. Tag is more interesting, since there's no checkpoints and the map is just a playground for you to drive anywhere. Mountains, lake, and rocky terrain, just to avoid the chicken. The chicken is being controlled by the second player to tag you. Once the player is tagged, their trucks turn into a chicken called Nugget, and gets taken back to the start. Player with the highest score wins. And the last mode is Circuit. This is where you progress in the game. The goal is to finish each map in first place, and after each win, the game gives you a code to save your progress. The game has 2 more maps that are unlocked by beating the maps in Intermediate for the Alpine Challenge and Expert for the Death Trap race. I'll come back to this game mode later. The controls in this game can either be rage-inducing or feel as if you're actually driving a monster truck. It feels floaty at time, and when you turn the truck it seems to lose traction because 9 times out of 10 you end up spinning out or just lose complete control of the truck. The camera is pretty basic. The right stick is not a camera that you can control normally, as each side that you push the stick can let you control the camera vertically and horizontally, and how close and far you want the camera to be. If you zoom in all the way, it takes you to the cabin of the truck. Pretty cool for its time.
I have never seen anything like that.
The game physics is what really pushes people away from the game. At first I thought it was just the emulator making the physics act so weird, such as 2 trucks crashing and spinning out into the sky as if they're Team Rocket, to getting hit straight on by 2 trucks that crash into each other and ended up pushing me to the wall. But no, the game was just like this at release, with all the reviews at the time stating that the physics are just doo-doo feces. As Dean from British Electronic Gaming Monthly puts it, it's apparent that the developer tried to capture the exaggerated physics of a monster truck, but forgot to make it fun. Give it a rent if you're a redneck. Power-ups like the spring jump are a gamble because while it can get you ahead, the game can just be evil and make the physics act up. When you're sideways or on your roof, you just need to press the brake button and wait for the game to auto-reset you. It's frustrating because the first time this happened, I tried to spin out of it because monster trucks can do that, but apparently in 1998, you can't. After 40 minutes of playing and resetting every time I lose, the physics will start acting buggier by the second. The music is fine, no real memorable ones, which sucks because Rockstar is really good at making music a big thing in the games they release or publish.
There's no day like payday!
The commentary, on the other hand, it's either you like it or hate it. I didn't really mind it, and I found some of the commentary funny, such as,
"That road ain't big enough for both of you!"
and the small possible Easter egg to the King of the Hill.
"That boy ain't right!"
Other than that, the sounds of the engine, tires screeching, and the brakes are all serviceable. There are 19 monster trucks to choose from, one more than the PC game, since the 19th vehicle is a police truck, which can be a reference to the GTA series. 4 of the trucks are wrestling inspired: Hollywood Hogan, Hitman, Stinger, and The Outsiders. WCW sponsored the hell out of the game, with 2 trucks having a sumo match on live TV, and even having Kevin Nash advertise the game.
Kevin, did you get choke slammed? Pile drived?
No.
Come on, Big Sexy. What's wrong?
I've got Monster Truck Madness!
Monster Truck Madness for Nintendo 64, the biggest, fattest monster truck game in the world. 19 trucks to choose from, including Big Boy and the WCW NWO Wrestle Trucks. Multiplayer Mania allows 1 to 4 players to compete in 7 modes of play, including battle games.
Monster Truck Madness! Reach out and crush someone!
The rest of the vehicles are from real-life trucks that were in the Monster Truck League at the time called the Panda Points. Famous names like Bigfoot, Snakebite, Black Stallion, and the mother of all monster trucks, Gravedigger, are all playable. There's no difference between each truck in the engine, traction, or braking. It's all cosmetic. I started the circuit with an intermediate difficulty. The truck I picked is the Outsiders, because it looks so cool with the design of the skeleton monster truck. The first few maps, Graveyard, Ruins, Junkyard, were pretty easy to complete. The physics weren't that bad, other than some hiccups. The bots were tough sometimes, and they like to rubber band by speeding up and having perfect traction. The heights, Voodoo Island, Green Hill Pass were getting tough, but not impossibly hard. Just miscalculations in turns, braking too hard causing a spin out, and skill issues to name a few. But I was not prepared for the adversary I had to overcome in the next 3 maps. Wasteland took me 40 minutes to complete, and it really showed the flaws that the game had, especially the physics. It really just took the piss here. The turns were almost impossible to make without spinning out. Going up hills will either launch you off as if it was a ramp, or just make your wheels have no traction and lose control on the ramp. The commentator was pretty grating here, because every time you spin out and lose speed, the commentator always mocked me by saying,
I've heard of stopping to smell the roses, but this is
I didn't want to whip out over some mean words said by some commentator from 24 years ago, so I kept pushing on. The stars aligned and I was able to be in first place.
What a finish! What a race! There's no day like payday!
The next map, Aztec Valley. The map had two things, tight corners and drifting. The real annoying part of the map is that checkpoint 4 is bugged, as you have to drive close to what it looked like the top part of the checkpoint on the ground. I didn't know I missed it, since the game doesn't tell you until you attempt to go through another checkpoint, and a loud buzzer sounds. Other than that, no real trouble. So, the snow in the Alpine Challenge map causes the emulator to crash. I tried Project 64 and that emulator didn't even run the game. It seemed that no one ever had an issue with this map before, so if anyone has a solution, please let me know in the comments below. Here's a clip of what the map looks like.
It's not even an arrow that tells you where to go in this game, just figure it out yourself. Thank you. Now what do? You go up and around. Oh wow.
This map is a death trap to your soul. The map is so easy to learn, but hard to master, and the bots are set on expert difficulty. First thing you need to know to survive is to always reset if you flip over. The bots on this difficulty means that they're always just 3 seconds away from you. Any slowdowns or crashes will most likely get you from first to last, so you need to be very resourceful with your power-ups. Missiles are extremely useful in situations where there's either an out of bounds area or a mountain. Make the mistake of doing it on straight, it will just help the bots since they will land on all fours. The oil slick is extremely useful, but it's better to save it for the second or third lap unless spinning out early is your decision. The best power-up of them all is the hovercraft. This John can save the entire race. The hovercraft basically just gives you no clip, being able to fly 100 miles per hour, passing all the racers and land in first place while giving the biggest head start on finishing the race. Using all that knowledge, it becomes a test of patience and skill. After 2 days and 2 hours, the AI felt that I had enough punishment, and helped me win the race. With the game ending, transitioning to each car at the time of me winning the race, I quit the game. When I realized the game doesn't really have a set path and is janky to hell to play, I found it pretty fun. Now, to take seriously to at least be able to finish all the maps in first place really does get frustrating, with the usual BS of rubber banding, the controls being frustrating, the janky physics, and the general skill deteriorating the longer I played. It's very draining. The Summit Rumble was fun, and I'd imagine even better with couch co-op. I'm a wrestling fan at heart, and I was in for a nice surprise when I saw that Legends of Wrestling were part of this game. To even be playing my favorite monster truck, Snakebite, and the classic Gravedigger was pretty fun overall. If you own an N64, I would really recommend picking the game up, mostly for the couch co-op and racing with friends. Now, going from monster truck destruction to the city of anywhere, time to start being a menace to society again.
Oh, check it out. Neutron has the moves.
Well, how about next time you get a board that can handle the Neutron style? Later, Nicorama.